shed.
So tell me about Blend S.
Okay, so Blend S starts out with Mandy trying to get a job, and it's super tough for her to get a job anywhere because she goes around town dressed in bondage gear and whipping people with her riding crop.
I don't think that's how that went.
I'm pretty sure that's how that went. But fortunately, she meets Dylan, and Dylan has a bondage fetish, and he invites her to work at his fetish cafe.
Okay.
So, perfect time to bring up the big H word. When we started coming up with the idea for this show, I was like, hey Mandy, we're not going to do hentai, right? And you were like, no Dylan, we're not going to do hentai. Let's do Blend S. So this is definitely not a hentai about a fetish cafe.
No, it's not.
Just to clarify for everyone, this is not a hentai. And we will not do a hentai.
Ever.
Ever. So stop asking.
Nobody asked yet.
So Mandy goes to work at the fetish cafe and meets the people that already work there. So obviously you've got Dylan, who's the manager, and you have the guy who works in the kitchen, who's Yakuza. Yakuza, of course, the best person to keep around all the sharp, dangerous objects.
I mean, that guy honestly looks like he's killed a few people.
He really does. If that guy told me to give him money, I would give him money. He's the perfect Yakuza. And then there are a couple of waitresses that already work there. And all the waitresses have their own fetish to match to this little fetish cafe. So, first one we meet is Baku. And she's called Baku because she ends every sentence with the word Baku.
You mean Baka?
No, she says Baku.
Okay.
Look, it's because every time she talks to a customer, she's telling them that they are a pig demon, and also their deck only includes even cost cards. So, aside from Yakuza and Baku and Mandy and Dylan, we also have the little pedo pal, Waifufu. So, Waifufu is a college kid, which makes it legally acceptable to fetishize. Wow, that's a difficult word to say. Fetishize. Am I saying that word right?
Yeah, fetishize, yes.
Thank you. Okay, let's try that line again, kids. So, Waifufu is a college kid, which makes it totally legally acceptable to fetishize the fact that she is clearly only 8 years old. That's okay though, because this is definitely not a hentai.
No, not at all.
So, they work at the cafe for a while, showing people their butts at every opportunity, which is okay, because it's not a hentai. I mean, there's like 5-second clip in the intro scene where it's just butts, it's nothing but butts waving on the screen. But that's all totally fine, because it's not a hentai. And then they meet Tommy Wiseau.
Wow! Japanese girl!
Not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not.
Which is really important because it's mentioned never again.
Okay.
So after this chick leaves her porno in the cafe by mistake and everyone reads it. And this is where story starts happening again. Are you excited for plot about porno?
I'm so excited.
Reminder, this is not a hentai.
No, not at all.
But this porno does actually have the best porn name ever. It's like, tied up, sexy, schoolgirl, desu desu.
I don't think that's what it's called.
So what do you think it's called then?
I think it was called something like Tied Up My Way, Like It or Not, and it's spelled with like the K. It's cute.
That sounds exactly like what I said. Tied up, sexy schoolgirl, desu desu.
Oh my god.
So then Dylan is like, this qualifies you to work here, owning porn, and so they add Onision to the group.
Like...
Did you have any comments on that?
Onision? Is that because they call her One-san?
Yeah, they call her Onision.
Oh my god.
So, of course, everyone has to have their fetish in the cafe, so Onision has her fetish as well, and her fetish is to offer for people to butt fuck her.
She doesn't do that, though.
No, she pretty blatantly just walks up to people and is like, hey, do you want a butt fuck?
No.
That's pretty much what her thing is. Do you remember that episode where she's feeding people bananas?
Yeah, but
and
she's
she's
not...
deep-throating them?
Oh my god.
This is not a hentai, by the way.
It's definitely not a hentai.
That's probably my favourite fetish in the show. we go on to some crazy downtime shenanigans for a while. Feel free to add any downtime shenanigans to this list that you want, because there are a bunch of them, and I'm definitely not going to talk about all of them unless you make me. They go to the beach, and they have a barbecue, and they barbecue some tuna. They play video games in the ocean. Onision drops her iPad in the ocean, and everyone's sad.
I'm pretty sure that didn't happen.
I don't know, I saw her sitting on that floaty in the middle of the ocean with her iPad. I'm fairly certain at some point it falls in the water, and everyone's sad. And then Dylan goes on a date with Mandy, and for some reason they decide to take all their co-workers because they're retarded. Are there any other downtime episodes you want to talk about?
How about that one time where they turned the cafe into a jungle?
No, we already talked about that, remember? I was like...
Oh yeah, deep-throating bananas.
Odysseus deep-throating bananas.
Remember that one time with the parfait? That was a good episode.
So, Mandy decides to make a parfait, and everyone loves her parfait, and they're like, dude, what did you put in this? This is so good. And she's like, well, I got some sugar from that shaker with the black top.
Salt.
And I got some strawberry sauce from that little red bottle in the cupboard.
Tabasco.
And I got some vanilla from that clear bottle at the back of the fridge.
Vinegar.
And then everyone's like, yeah, that seems totally appropriate. We'll just add that to the menu from now on.
I don't think that's how that happened.
Well, then you show me a copy of that menu without it on. You know, there is only one time in this show that you ever see the menu, and that is the time when this is on the menu. So technically I'm correct.
Okay.
Victory by forfeit! We never talked about that one episode where they all play video games in the dark, and they all forget to leave work, so they live in the break room overnight and play Fortnite together.
That was a good episode.
It was a good game of Fortnite.
There is no such thing as a good game of Fortnite.
I'm trying to make a joke about something that happens in Fortnite here, but I don't play that game and know nothing that happens in it. So then, after all of these shenanigans, we get to meet the final employee of the group. Her name is Surprise, and her gimmick is that there's no surprise, and she's just a really cute, nice girl.
Oh yes. No surprises whatsoever.
No surprise whatsoever. There's no need to call Admiral Akbar, she's just totally normal and awesome.
Admiral Akbar.
I mean, I would bone.
10 out of 10 would bone.
7 out of 10 would bone again. So, I've not missed anything about Surprise, right?
No, that sounds about right.
So, this would be where we would end it if it were not for the owner. Mandy finds a stray Pipple running around, and she's like, hey Dylan, we need this Pipple. And Dylan's like, well okay, I would like Pipple too. So, they buy this Pipple for $12.50. And then everyone's like, we need to undermine Dylan and make this Pipple the new owner, so that Dylan is, his superior is a Pipple, and then the Pipple is the owner. And then Dylan spends most of the rest of the show in bed with his Pipple, watching anime, and rubbing her dumb belly, and letting her know that she isn't worth $12.50 he paid for her.
I really sympathize with this owner.
I empathize with Dylan too, you know. So, did I miss anything? Is there anything we need to cover better?
No, that actually sounds about accurate. It's a pretty short show, so this is gonna be a short episode.
It's short, but it's really sweet.
Yeah. So now that you've talked about the plot, what do you think of Blend S?
I really enjoyed this show. I feel bad. We haven't talked about a show that I didn't enjoy yet. Even Elfen Lied. Even Elfen Lied was a show I enjoyed, but I really enjoyed this show. I feel like you will know from the intro whether or not this is a show that you want to watch.
Yeah, the intro does cover it pretty well.
It really does. Apart from the intro makes it very obvious that this show was clearly written to be like, I don't know, 3 or 4 seasons minimum, and it struggles only having 1 season. But it's really cute, and I just want more of it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
So, how would you rate this show?
I think I would give this show a rating of 5 big titty anime girls out of 8 fetish cafe workers.